a conversation that was going down in what was thought to be a private Discord chat.
I think it was, and I think it was for a fight game, that Discord.
Oh, so it wasn't Wrestling Observer, but is it Wrestling
Observer? No, but it was
Observer?
from contributors to Wrestling
so,
Observer.
Some sort of fight game Discord, and it had to do with behind the scenes machinations with CM Punk. And this is, I think, Garrett from Wrestling Observer.
It was Ryan Frederick from that does the MMA write-ups, I believe, in the newsletter.
Okay, but then wasn't Garrett involved? I thought Garrett also
he was involved in the stuff about the voting for the Wrestling Observer Awards and how he said he had like a bad experience with Tony Khan trying to arrange an interview, that he would not vote for Tony Khan essentially because of that.
Given all the access that Wrestling Observer newsletter has with Tony Khan, it was kind of interesting to see like some nuggets of gossip dropped in the Discord with what happened behind the scenes with CM Punk. So what do you have the info there in front of you?
Yes, I do. So this is what Ryan Frederick posted. I believe again to the Fight Game Discord, but Ryan Frederick and Garrett are both contributors to Wrestling Observer's galaxy of podcasts and articles and stuff.
Right.
So this is what Ryan Frederick said. I actually have the double screenshot here. Says he must have been talking about something else. He says same thing with the Punk Page incident that happened before All Out Star. That was likely the catalyst of the press conference. Dave has always alluded to an incident, but I've heard this from enough people now that it's really beginning to become more common knowledge. Hangman was going to beat Punk at Double or Nothing until the Workers' Right promo. Punk got it changed until he literally sat on the porch of Punk's house in L.A. booking out the summer with Hangman not anywhere close to being in the mix because Punk wasn't going to work with him. No way they were going back to him at any point.
And then you had mentioned to me earlier that you remembered like a Voices of Wrestling report about Punk.
This is from August. This is from August 20th. So this is before All Out last year, but after, I believe, Punk came back and did the apology better be as loud in the public as a disrespect promo. Mm-hmm. So this is what, and this is from Cage Side Seats Rumor Roundup thing. Says here, after Page's promo to Punk, the Workers' Right one, Voices of Wrestling's Joe Lanza says there was a blow-up that led to a closed-door meeting between Punk and Khan, where Punk told people after said meeting that he would never job to Hangman Page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I saw, and again, we didn't put this in the podcast just because it's so dirt sheet. It's like a semi-private conversation dropped in a private Discord or a semi-private Discord, a paywall Discord, I think. Yeah. And with some behind the scenes nuggets. And who knows if this conversation was meant to be private or not. I don't know. But it's very gossipy. Yeah. And it's the kind of thing where, is it like legit? Is it a game of telephone? Is it there's so much there that it's it's so goofy. But still, nevertheless, it is interesting because these guys do have access to Meltzer, to Tony Khan, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So I don't know if it's true, which there is the possibility, I suppose, that there's an element of truth to it. Kind of sad. Yeah. One promo, because there was a lack of communication, led to CM Punk sitting down with Tony Khan. All right, let's book all this out. And then let's freeze out the guy that you had basically spent 2 years telling his story to get him to where he is. Now we're going to freeze him out.
Yeah.
Well, my cat wants out.
Yeah, your cat wants out. So just, to get the full view of things, we have talked about Ryan Frederick's reports before here on the show. Ryan Frederick is the individual who said that Bobby Fish tried to get Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole out of their AEW deals so they can go reform the Undisputed Era in WWE. And he was the one who said that the Young Bucks sent out feelers to WWE. Bobby Fish said that never happened again, but I guess there is a certain degree of incentive for him to maybe not confirm that story. But
it makes him look kind of foolish if he says, I totally did.
But that. I believe both of those were disputed, no pun intended, by other wrestling journalists, including Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp. So,
yeah. So I don't know, man. I think that it's, it's an interesting look at sort of just the gossipy nature of things, but also like even if there's an element of truth where Punk was like, no, I'm not gonna job to Hangman, and Tony Khan was like, okay, fine, we'll just roll with you because whatever his metrics or analytics shows, it's disappointing, and it's like, man, how do you spend 2 years building up a guy?
Yeah.
And then you sign CM Punk, and you're like, okay, well, yeah, you go ahead and just do whatever you want and run things however you want. Mm-hmm. It's disappointing because you and I are both Hangman fans, and
yeah. I believe it was. Did it? Yeah, Dax said on his show that he said Punk didn't even want the belt.
That's
to
bullshit.
Begin with.
That's bullshit. That's Punk probably says a lot of things, but I mean, Punk he walked out of WWE because he wanted a main event WrestleMania, and Triple H wasn't good enough for him. Yeah. He literally said that, like he admitted to that. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't agree with that. I mean, what's he going to say? He's going to go in and say, I want the title? Nobody says that. Like, nobody's going to want to say that.
I mean, there's several times where Punk would win a match and he started doing the discount double check thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did he do that after he beat Darby? I don't think he did. I don't think he did it when he beat Darby.
Someone said he did.
Did he? Did he do that when he beat Darby?
Yeah. Someone said he did, but I don't remember it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if this, and that's a huge if there's any truth to this, it's a mild if. Bummer.
It's not a huge if. It's a mild if.
If I'll just say preface if there is any truth to this, then yeah, it's a bummer. Like, just work shit out. If you can't work shit out, well, I don't know. It's lame when something like this happens and then Punk, who is maybe trying to flex a little bit of muscle in the company, puts his foot down. It's like, I'm not going to lose to him. I don't want to.
Okay, so several people in chat are saying he did the discount double check right after the Darby match. Give me a break.
So,
yeah, man. Oh, get out of here.
Yeah. So I mean, in terms of what's that?
That's just wrestling, isn't it?
It's just wrestling.
Politic to get your way.
It's just wrestling.
That's
I know
what you do.
This is supposed to be a medium to tell stories.
Well, the story of CM Punk getting the title, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. That's the one that apparently took precedent in this case.
Well, isn't it interesting though that CM Punk was sort of hailed, and I think rightfully so, as a guy who was held down by WWE, never seen as the guy by WWE, and then as soon as he gets a national promotion that really embraces him and his style of things and his way of things, he's like, oh, top guy right here, CM Punk.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, oh, okay. We see how quickly that happened.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's interesting stuff.
It is. It'll be interesting to see if there's any other comments about this, especially considering that it was stated and maybe it was supposed to be a paywalled or private Discord chat. Mm-hmm. I'm sure these are off the record.
Well,
maybe through the grapevine comments that weren't ever supposed to see the light of day.
Oh yeah. I know, and I honestly feel bad. I hope those dudes didn't get in trouble for posting these in a paywall Discord. You got to understand, a Discord paywalled or not, I don't know how many members this thing has, but even if it has 10, shit's gonna get out. Like, you want people to be paying for your Discord, and so anything you put in a Discord, it's like Fightful. It's like, he paywalls his news, but and Sean has told us, guys, run with it. There's no window. Run with it as soon as you want to, because we're always really good about, attributing Fightful Select. And, for, every time we mention them, we're like, hey, you guys go subscribe to Fightful Select.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just part of the game. As soon as you put something out there, even if it's paywall, I mean, you see how many wrestlers had, or their OnlyFans type stuff leak out. And it's like, people, as soon as they get their hands on it, they're going to put it out there for free for everybody. It's just a matter of finding it.
Yeah.
So,
especially when it's gossipy stuff like this. Oh yeah, that's getting out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the candor with what they talk about is fairly shocking.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
It's like shit you and I would put on a text message thread. Even text message, I'm like wary about writing certain things, you know. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting. You know, you've often said, and I've always agreed with this, the behind the scenes stuff is oftentimes much more interesting than what we get in front of the cameras. And it's because wrestling has always been so guarded about all that stuff. If they open up a lot more, and if they've always been a lot more transparent, I don't know that it would be as interesting as it is, but it is.
Yeah, I know.